What is up, guys? Ativ here. And in this video, I'll be talking about my NFL Week 14 predictions, and we have UEP. So what's good, UEP?
Hey guys, thanks for having me back on.
Yeah, no
Uh,
problem.
here.
Yeah, for sure. So let's hop right into it. For game one, we have the Patriots at Rams. I'm gonna go with the Rams here. Cam Newton, he's great with the rushing yards, but he just can't figure out how to pass. And the Rams probably have the best pass defense in the NFL. Them or I'm forgetting that team, but in my eyes, they have the best pass defense in the NFL. They can force a lot of pressure. They have Jalen Ramsey as well, and then their offense, Cooper Cup and Robert Woods. That's a very good duo there. It's just Jared Goff. You never know what he'll bring to the table. He'll either be really good or really bad. So that's my only worry, but I'm gonna go with the Rams here.
Yeah, I got to agree with you. Give me the Rams. They're at home. I think they're just the better team on paper. I think that the Rams. I don't think that they're necessarily a great team, but I think that they're certainly a playoff contender. They need to win this game to keep pace, obviously, with the Seahawks in the NFC West. They also have to keep pace with, the NFC in the wild card. The NFC is shaping up to be, in my opinion, almost just as tough as the AFC this year. It's pretty balanced this year, but I do think the Rams are going to win. I think, like I said, them being at home, plus the fact that the Patriots just don't have weapons on offense. I mean, the number one receiver, obviously Julian Edelman, but he's been super hurt consistent lately. And then behind it, who is it? Jacoby Myers.
Probably Demir Bird, I'd say,
Yeah,
but
Demir Bird. I mean, yeah, either one of those. And then Nikhil Harry, but he's been injured too. So the Patriots, they're running out of receivers. I just don't know how they're going to compete with that high flying Rams passing attack and rushing attack. I mean, the Rams are just stacked. They're just simply the better team, and I think that they're going to win by 2 touchdowns. I don't think it'll be as close as other people think.
yeah, but I just want to note that Jared Goff's probably going to throw an interception, and it could be to J.C. Jackson,
Well,
second
J.C.
behind.
Jackson has been
Yeah,
on
7
fire.
interceptions right now, second to only Xavier Howard, who's been on a roll.
Well, that's a very good company.
Yeah, exactly. So for our next game, we have the Titans at Jaguars. So UEP.
I don't want to talk too much about this game. The Jaguars are hot garbage this year. They'd be lucky to get another win. They'll probably get another win, maybe. They're a 2-win team, solid 2 wins. They haven't won since week 1 in that weird game against the Colts. But seriously, the Titans, they've been not playing as well as they were at the very beginning of the year. But they're still going to win, and they're going to win by 21 points at least.
Yeah, I mean, Derrick Henry, he didn't have the greatest game versus the Browns, but he had an insane game versus the Colts. So I think that's the team I was thinking of for the best pass defense. It may not have been. But the Colts pass defense, or not the Colts, the Jaguars, Derrick Henry's going to probably get like 150 yards, 2 touchdowns. He'll be secure, or sorry, the Titans winning, by the way. He should secure that rushing yard spot. This is basically just a game for stats. Like, nothing really is going to be that challenging to the Titans. Well, you never know. The Titans, you never know what the Titans, like, they could either win or lose. Kind of like the Raiders, except better. Like, I shouldn't be comparing the Titans to the Raiders. Titans are a better team. It's just that, in the sense, winning, you never know when the Titans are going to win or lose. Just like that Browns game, that one was a close one. But, I mean, let's be real here. Almost everyone's going to have the Titans winning.
Well, hold on. The Titans are 8-4, and they're probably gonna win this game. But what if they lose out and achieve their destiny of 9-7 once again?
Bro, I
That
saw
would
a
be the most
YouTube
Titans thing
comment.
ever. No,
Yeah,
I know. Actually, fun fact: in 2017, they were 8-4, and they lost 3 of their last 4 games. A true fact.
that's the most Titans thing ever, I swear. Like, Derrick Henry, man, he wasn't even good. I mean, he was okay back then, but the Titans just love to tighten their way on. Next game is the Vikings at Buccaneers, and I've got the Vikings here. I mean, I know I'm not sure, bro, but this game, if the Titans win, or if the Vikings win this, they'll be tied with the Buccaneers for the same record. They're both going to be 7-6, I'm pretty sure. And that means that the Vikings will have a higher spot than the Buccaneers on the rankings because they beat the Buccaneers. And that means that the Buccaneers might not actually make the playoffs. Which, I mean,
I love.
yeah, bro, like, the Buccaneers get all this media attention, But then, bam, they might not even make the playoffs. That would just be amazing. Like, imagine having Gronk, Brady, Ronald Jones, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, and that's just your offense, and you don't even make the playoffs. That's just what you call absolute gold. And honestly, the Vikings, Kirk Cousins, he's been playing pretty good these past couple of games. Dalvin Cook. Adam Thielen, he's coming back to his old self. He didn't have the greatest start to the season, but he's finally finding himself. Justin Jefferson, an absolute stud. I think he's going to win Offensive Rookie of the Year, actually. And then their defense, it was definitely not as good as it was last season, but their defense, I think that it can. I don't know if it can handle the Buccaneers offense, but I think that the Vikings offense will supply them with enough.
I think this isn't a bad pick. I gotta go with the Buccaneers here. I mean, they lost last week. I think they lost. Yeah, they lost last week.
Yeah, well, they had a bye last week, but
oh no, sorry. The previous game, right?
Yeah.
So the Buccaneers, they're too good to miss the playoffs, and I don't like to say that a lot because the NFL is a team sport, and it's not, of course, the best team on paper. It still has the best chemistry and best coaching and is most disciplined. And the Buccaneers, I think Bruce Arians isn't a bad coach, but I just don't think that they've gelled well enough for them to be, like the best team in the NFL the way that they hypothetically should be on paper. But I don't see them. They're 6-5 right now. They gotta win. They gotta start winning games consistently, and I think they're going to. The Vikings, I don't think that they're that good. They've been on a hot streak lately, but they're still, at the end of the day, in my opinion, I think they're going to be a 7-9 team, and I think the Buccaneers, they're at home. I just think that they're going to win, based on I get that Dalvin Cook is great, and I get that Adam Thielen and Justin Jefferson make a elite duo, but the Buccaneers, when it comes down to it, offensive firepower, I trust Tom Brady more than Kirk Cousins.
You make a good point. I will say you make a great point.
Okay, moving on.
Yeah, for our next game, it's the Chiefs at Dolphins.
This is going to be a really good game. I think it's going to be underrated because it's not a primetime game, I don't think. Unless CBS. No, it's not a primetime game. And I really could see the Dolphins winning, but since the Bills are probably going to lose, spoiler alert, in my opinion, I think the Bills are going to lose the Steelers. But give me the Chiefs. The Bills and Dolphins are destined for that Week 17 matchup that'll decide the division, and I want the Bills to be one game ahead. But still, I think the Chiefs are going to win, just based on it's in Miami, which the Dolphins have going for them. But it's December. It's not super hot in Miami the way it would have been in September. And also, just the Chiefs just have more firepower, and I'm not sure if that Dolphins, defensive line and rush defense can contain Mahomes and Clyde Edwards-Helaire and even Le'Veon Bell, which Ativ made a video about that you should totally watch. But Chiefs Dolphins, I think the Chiefs are gonna outscore the Dolphins. It'll just be whoever has the ball last. So give me the Kansas City Chiefs.
Now there is a saying: you can't stop Patrick Mahomes. You can only contain him. I think the Dolphins will contain him. They have Xavier Howard. I don't know. While I don't think that he'll get his 9th interception of the season because Mahomes doesn't throw interceptions like Tyreek Hill said, I mean, I think that Mahomes will be contained this game. Let's be real here. And that's going to be a bad game for Mahomes because Mahomes doesn't get contained ever. Tyreek Hill, I don't know. I don't know if he's going to go back to being the number 1 receiving yards leader. Like, the Dolphins, their secondary. Oh, let's not forget, Andrew Van Ginkel is an absolute beast. He has quite a few defensive touchdowns. I mean, this Dolphins defense, it's a very underrated defense. I think that they are a top 10 defense in the NFL. Brian Flores, I mean, that guy's insane. I don't know what Tua's going to do, though, because the Chiefs, they have a very good pass defense, but not a very good run defense. And Myles Gaskins, I mean, I'm not sure if he's going to play or not. If he does play, I think that he could do some damage on the ground. I believe he got 90 yards last game. He could probably break that 100-yard mark versus the Chiefs. I don't think that Tua will have the greatest game, though, against the Chiefs, considering Tyrann Mathieu had a great game. Chris Jones is probably going to provide the pressure. Tyrann Mathieu getting the interceptions. I think I'll go with the Chiefs, though. I can't see the Dolphins winning. I think that the Chiefs are unstoppable right now. For our next game, we got the Broncos at Panthers, the Super Bowl rematch. And I'm going to go with a different winner than the Super Bowl. I'm going to go with the Panthers. Teddy Bridgewater. I mean, I will say he's playing better than I expected. If CMC is back, then I think that that's just a wrap already. Robbie Anderson and DJ Moore, two, in my eyes, top 15 receivers in the NFL right now. But the Panthers' defense is the part that scares me. I don't think their defense needs to be that good, though, when you have the Broncos' offense. And Drew Lock, he's not playing at all as the amount of he's not using his potential, I feel like. And I mean, Jerry Jeudy, I expected much more from him. Philip Lindsay, he hasn't been the greatest this season either. I just think that the Panthers will contain the Broncos. I don't think it might be a blowout. I'm not sure about that though.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think the Panthers are going to win, and I think they're going to win big. I mean, I don't think that they're going to make the playoffs right now, just with that stacked NFC and their division obviously getting uh, great matchups with the Buccaneers and Saints in the future. But they're in Carolina, they're at home. I think that they just have a better team all around. Yes, I get that Chris Harris Jr. is a good corner, but the Panthers' defense, I know hasn't been great, but like Ativ said, it's the Broncos' offense. They're not playing the Chiefs, and just right now, I just think that Teddy Bridgewater is better than Drew Lock. I think the Panthers, Broncos of Gordon Sutton, the Panthers have DJ Moore. Just right now, I think they're better all around, except for the secondary probably. But they're just better, and I think that they have better team chemistry, and I think that they have better coaching. So, uh, Panthers take this one uh, by I almost said 14% by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, and Jeremy Chin, he's been a stud this season.
Definitely.
Yeah. Next game is Texans at Bears, so UEP.
Backs. I was on the fence about this when I was talking with Ativ and having him put in my winner. I kind of switched back and forth, and I really could see any team winning this. But the Houston Texans, I'm just gonna pick the Texans here. The Bears are reeling, like they've lost 5 in a row, 6 in a row. They're 5-7 now. They were like 5-1 at one point, so I think they've lost 6 in a row. If my memory serves me well, but the Houston Texans at this point, I think they're better coached. And I just think that they're a better team. Like I said, like in week 4, the Bears were 3-0, the Texans were 0-3. I think that the 0-3 Texans are better than the.
Oh yeah, you did. I remember that.
Yeah, and I'm gonna walk the walk and talk the talk here, and I'm gonna pick the Texans to win. And not only are they going to win, they're going to win big. The Bears just have not been playing well. Their offense has been super inconsistent. They don't have a go-to guy. Allen Robinson is not what he was in 2015 or 2016. I'm not sure which year he did insanely well in. And the Texans' offense is getting better and better. Obviously, that offensive line has major problems, but their scheme, they don't match up well with the Bears don't match up well with the Texans. So I just don't see this. It'll be an ugly game. I think it'll be like 14-24 Texans.
I gotta agree with my guy UEP on the winner. I have the Texans as well. But I do think that Allen Robinson is still playing great. David Montgomery, he had a pretty good game last week. That Bears defense is pretty good, but they did not play well at all against Aaron Rodgers. Then again, it's Aaron Rodgers, so he's kind of like Patrick Mahomes in the sense, except if you're the Buccaneers. But anyways, the Buccaneers offense, Allen Robinson's really the only good player on that. David Montgomery, he's not consistent enough to be called a good player. That they just don't know what to do with their quarterback. I mean, Mitch Trubisky, you can make the case that he's better than Nick Foles at this point. But the Texans offense, Deshaun Watson and Brandon Cooks, I'm not sure if he's actually going to play because of that concussion. But the Texans offense did take a big hit losing Will Fuller, and their defense did take a big hit as well, losing Ronald Darby. But I think that the Texans, they can come out on top. On paper, the Bears are definitely a better team. But Matt Nagy, he doesn't know what he's doing at this point. I think Romeo Crennel is a great coach. And I think that he's the right fit for the Texans. I think that the Texans should keep him. And I think that the Texans, their team on paper is definitely not that good right now, but they're playing much better than that. For the next game, we have the Cardinals at Giants. Now, this one's going to be a good one, I feel like. Giants secondary has been playing out of their mind. James Bradbury playing like an all-pro right now. But I'm going to have to go with the Cardinals. I think that Kyler Murray, he's really going to have a comeback, and I think that DeAndre Hopkins, if he gets the ball enough, he could probably get 150 yards despite the Giants secondary. The Giants offense isn't anything special at all. They don't have Saquon. I mean, Evan Ingram, he had like a one good game this whole season with 129 yards. But this Cardinals defense, Buda Baker, stud. Patrick Peterson, stud. But other than that, their defense isn't too much. But I think that it's enough to contain the Giants' offense, you know? Although Wayne Gallman has been great this season. I think that the Cardinals, they'll just come out on top, just playing. They'll have a comeback game, basically.
You know, I think the Cardinals and Giants don't match up well here. The Giants, as I saw last week, they had like basically no air yardage. They didn't do well in the passing attack, mostly because they were playing Colt McCoy. But I really do think that excuse me, that the Giants are in the position to win here. They're going to win the NFC East. I know I've been, I obviously was rooting for the Cowboys, but I said they were going to win the NFC East at the beginning of the year. That prediction ate horribly. They're going to come last in all likelihood. But I really do think the Giants, they're at home. Obviously, the Cardinals are a West Coast team, and in the East Coast, getting to play at 10 a.m., not fun for West Coast teams. And they just don't match up well with each other. The Cardinals like to pass. They like to play, fast tempo offense, no huddle. They like to throw screens. They like to, mostly pass, not a ton of run plays. But they don't know how to utilize their backs. And the Giants have a great run defense, so it wouldn't be, obviously they wouldn't be able to like run for 200 yards. But what do the Giants want to do? They want to dominate time of possession, slow the clock down, make the clock go fast, slow the game down, and just maintain a small, 14-7 lead for most of the game. And I think that against the Cardinals, they're going to be able to do that. And I really do think that they're going to win. It'll be very low scoring like it was against my team, the Seahawks. And I really do think that the Giants, I mean, they're able to come into Seattle, or no, was it in New York? No, I'm pretty sure that was in Seattle. Was that?
Yeah, it
I'm
was
not
in
sure.
Seattle.
They'll come in Seattle and beat a very good Seahawks team without their starting quarterback, and that says a lot about this team. I think that they're well coached. I think that Joe Judge is a good head coach, and I think that they're going to win. They're going to beat the Cardinals, which would be good to avenge my Seahawks.
Man, I hope that this happens for sure. All right, UEP.
Oh, I was actually waiting for your little game intro.
Oh
But
yeah,
all right,
I was gonna say that, but yeah.
we got the Dallas Cowboys versus the Cincinnati Bengals. I don't want to talk too much. I find this game wildly uninteresting. Cowboys are going to win. I don't want them to win, but without Joe Burrow, the Bengals just are hard garbage.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, Joe Mixon was really the vocal point of that offense. He's been out forever. Tyler Boyd, he had that amazing 72-yard touchdown, but then right after he got ejected, he's probably going to keep his cool though this game. I think that he can have a really good game. But the thing is, the Cowboys have let up, I think, at least 260 rushing yards in every single game this game. The Bengals, they don't got no running back. I think that they'll make something happen. I don't know, maybe Brian Allen becomes Lamar Jackson from last season and puts the wheels on. We'll see some Brian Allen type play. But I do think that the Cowboys will win. Their offense, sure, it's not the greatest. Zeke, I mean, he had an okay game. I'm pretty sure he only has one game with over 100 yards, which is absolutely insane to think about. Amari Cooper, I'm not sure what he's going to do right now. He's being a boom or bust player at this point. The Cowboys' defense is absolutely abysmal. I think that these are two trash teams, but the Cowboys should win. For our next game, we got the Colts and Raiders. I think this is going to be the game of the week, honestly. I'm going to have to go with the Colts, though. I think that their defense can stop the Raiders' offense, and the Raiders' defense, I don't think it's that good. Maybe T.Y. Hilton has another insane game. Maybe Jonathan Taylor, maybe Naeem Hines. You never know with the Colts offense. Like, any player on that team could have an insane game. Their O-line's amazing, so Philip Rivers doesn't get sacked at all that much, and the Raiders don't have much of a D-line. Their secondary is pretty bad as well. I actually think that this might not be the game of the week anymore. I think that the Colts could win versus the Raiders by quite a bit, not gonna lie, now that I look at it. But, UEP?
I think that even though the game is in Oakland, and I like to pick the home team, the Colts, I have a good feeling about them. The Raiders usually don't do it as well at the beginning of the season. They barely beat a really bad Jets squad that should have won had they not decided to blitz. And I don't know why they did that. Maybe I honestly think that they were just trying to lose that game. Honestly, if you're on the Jets defense, you should probably know not to blitz. But whatever. I think the Colts are going to take it. Beat the Raiders, who got lucky last week. and keep pace with the Tennessee Titans, who are also going to win this week in the AFC South.
Yeah. Our next game, Jets at Seahawks. Jamal Adams comeback game.
I want this. I think this went horribly for the Jets. The game's in Seattle, and the Seahawks, who are coming off a really ugly loss to the Giants. I think we're going to win by 21 points, and it should be 31 points. But since we're the Seahawks, we'll allow a few late touchdowns.
Watch the Seahawks make this game close. Just watch the Seahawks.
It'll be close in the first half, okay?
Bro, just watch the Seahawks to make this game close for the whole game. Because Seahawks, they like to give their fans high blood pressure.
Actually, what did you hear about the big scandal? It was that the Seahawks are actually being paid by all the hospitals in the Seattle metro area to make their games competitive, and for every heart attack that's related to Seahawks games.
Wow. Yeah, that's a great theory. See, that's how bad Seahawks fans are, to the point where they have to make up stuff just true for their team. That's just sad. Although the Seahawks are obviously going to win, let's be real here, Jets are a free win. The Seahawks, watch them only win by 7 points. Just watch. That's what my prediction's gonna be. Seahawks win 28-21. They somehow let the Jets score 21 points, guys. Watch. Jamison Crowder is gonna go off. Our next game is the Packers at Lions. Actually, I feel like the Lions, while the Packers are gonna win, I feel like the Lions will figure out a way to make this one competitive. I mean, Packers defense not good at any aspect. Lions, their rushing game. I mean, Adrian Peterson, the Packers have one of the, if not the worst rushing defense in the NFL. It's basically a free 100 yards versus the Packers. I don't know if it's going to be DeAndre Swift or Adrian Peterson, but I think Adrian Peterson, if he plays, I think he might have a great game. Maybe 2 touchdowns and 100 yards. That's an insane game right there. Or, I'm not sure if Kenny G's going to come back or not. But Marvin Jones, he's been actually pretty good this season, considering Kenny G's been out for so long. So I think that Marvin Jones, he might have a pretty good game as well. Except if he's guarded by Jair Alexander, because Jair Alexander's been a shutdown cornerback this whole season.
Tilly's Steve has long and detailed explanations. I'll keep it at this. The Lions are the Lions. They fired Matt Patricia, which is smart, but Packers are going to win. I just trust them, and I trust Aaron Rodgers at this time of year.
Yeah, I see you there. Alright, next game we got Falcons at Chargers.
I am going to watch this game. This is going to be so good. It'll be battle of the choke birds versus the choke bolts. Oh, it's going to be so fun. It'll be awesome. It'll be someone's going to get up by 27 points, then they're going to blow the lead, then someone's else going to get up by 20 points.
28-3. That's what's going to happen in the first
It'll be
half.
28-3, and then the Falcons are going to blow it, and then the Chargers are going to have a chance to make a game-winning field goal from 20 yards away, and they're going to miss. It'll be awesome. So, either way, though, I think the Falcons just are a better team right now. They're better coached, because I think Raheem Morris actually is a decent coach. And I get this in LA, but the Chargers don't have any fans except for our math teacher. But
yeah. Not gonna lie, Raheem Morris is kind of a beast, but watch this happen. 28-3 first half. Second half, Chargers have a 49-28 lead. That's 3 touchdowns, right? But the Chargers being the Chargers, they make it 52-49. Falcons win. No, I'm playing. I don't think that's actually gonna happen. I think that Raheem Morris, he's a beast. He's won more than 500% of his games. Not 500%, 50%. That's what I mean. Whatever. He's 5-2 with the Falcons. I think that they should keep him as their head coach. Justin Herbert, I'm not even sure about him at this point. I have the Falcons winning. Younghoe, great kicker. Matt Ryan and Julio Jones. I mean, I'm not even sure if Julio Jones is going to play at this point. Matt Ryan, he's insane with the yards, but not too much with the touchdowns to interceptions. Falcons defense, I'd say it's getting a bit better since they got Raheem Morris. I think that they can stop the Chargers offense. Although the Chargers team, one of the best teams on paper. Next game, we got the football team at the San Francisco 49ers. 49ers taking the dub here. They came off an ugly loss to the Bills. Too many turnovers, and our O-line was trash. Bro, our O-line is the main reason that we can't get rushing yards. And that makes sense, right? If our O-line can play even half decent against the Washington football team. The Washington football team, their pass defense, absolutely insane. Their run defense, I expect that to be better than their pass defense, but it's not surprisingly. As long as Nick Mullins doesn't throw like 2 interceptions and have an 86.7 pass rating, I think the Niners will win this. Because it feels like that's his go-to stat line every single game. And I mean, honestly, the Niners defense, I think they will shut down the Washington football team's offense. I think that this will be more of a defensive battle than anything. I think that it'll be a low-scoring game, but I think that the Niners will come out on top by making some magic happen.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but I think the Niners are going to win. I think that the Washington football team really just has not shown me consistent. Obviously they beat the Steelers last week, which gave me a lot of respect for their team as a whole. But they just haven't played consistently enough to tell me that they're going to beat a Niners team that really desperately needs a win right now to stay in the hunt. So Niners. Then they're all like, even with all the injuries, they're still just a better team.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Niners season is over, but like they're just insane for how they stuck in and just were great sports this whole season. Next game we got Saints and Eagles.
I'll go with the Saints, but watch the Eagles somehow win this game. I don't know. I have a bad feeling about picking the Saints here, but whatever. My gut feelings haven't been good this year, but the Saints, I do think that they're going to win this game, and I think that they're going to make it closer than it really should be on paper. Obviously, the Saints are much better than the Eagles, or what's left of the Eagles, but still, just Drew Brees to Michael Thomas. I think that, especially and I think Brees is going to come back, right, from his
Well,
cracked ribs.
we don't have like the final answer, but Drew Brees might actually come back.
Yeah, I read that somewhere that he's going to come back. But if not, Taysom Hill, who obviously isn't as good as a passer as Drew Brees, but either way, Michael Thomas, I think, just really the Eagles secondary and that whole defense has had no answer, or the secondary has had no answer for any good receivers like DK Metcalf against my Seahawks. So yeah, give me the Saints to win this game, but it'll be pretty close.
I mean, Jalen Hurts starting for the Eagles. I honestly don't think that the Saints should get Drew Brees back. I think that they should wait until that Chiefs game. I don't think they need him. Taysom Hill, he got 2 passing touchdowns, his first 2 passing touchdowns ever. I think that Michael Thomas is a force to be reckoned with. Obviously, a top 5 route runner in the NFL. He catches basically everything. He's a slant master. Then you have Alvin Kamara and Latavius Murray. Latavius Murray was absolutely insane. I believe it was 2 games ago or last game. No, it was versus the Broncos. So I believe that was 2 games ago. He had like 129 yards and 2 touchdowns or something like that. But I think that Alvin Kamara, he'll kill that Eagles secondary. Like you said, the Eagles secondary is absolutely garbage. Jared Cook, I actually have no clue if he's actually playing or not, so never mind that. But I think that the Saints, their defense has been on another planet for these past couple of games, and it'll stay like that. I don't think that Jalen Hurts will have the greatest start of his career, which I kind of feel bad for him, but at the same time, it's football, and you gotta do what you gotta do, so I have the Saints winning. Our next game is the Steelers at Bills. This one's a good one. I'm gonna have to go with the Steelers, though. I think that finally losing one game takes a lot of weight off their shoulders. They didn't look like they were playing clean football. They looked like they were playing sloppy football. They were like the Packers of last season. They got very ugly wins, but a win's a win, And I guess that's how they were going. That was their motto, basically. Now, I think that they're going to be a really confident team. I think that Big Ben, he's going to go back to playing how he was at the start of the season in his MVP form. Chase Claypool might even get a touchdown or 2. Juju Smith and Deontay Johnson could both get like 85 yards each. And then that defense, we all know how good it is. But I think that this will be a really good game, probably the game of the week. I mean, Josh Allen and his offense is amazing, and Minka Fitzpatrick or TJ Watt and his defense is amazing. So this will be a very nice game to watch.
I think that people are going to go ahead and say that it'll be a defensive battle, and I think that could happen, but the Buffalo Bills defense has not been playing as well as it should be. And the Steelers have an offense that really can score points. Big Ben Roethlisberger, Juju Smith-Schuster, Chase Claypool, who for some reason I forgot his name for a second there, even though he's a great receiver. James Conner, obviously. Benny Snell, great running back as well. And I just think that the game's in Buffalo, but the Bills coming off a big Monday night win. I just coming across the country from from Arizona, rather it was going to be in San Francisco, but Arizona. Um, but still, I just think the Steelers are going to win. Uh, just because I think they're a better team, and I think that them losing and the Bills coming off a short week. Uh, Give me the Steelers.
Alright, for our next game, we got the Ravens at Browns, a rivalry.
MNF. This will be very close. Obviously, division games are always competitive, but I just think the Ravens they got to start winning some games. Obviously, they're 7-5, so no need to panic yet. But they just still haven't been as good as people thought, and I think that a win here will be huge for them. Um, and against a division rival who's playing pretty well. Like I think the Browns are 9-3 right now,
Yeah.
so they're 2 games back of the Cleveland Browns, and I think that if they win this game, they can really start to uh, make lay groundwork for making that wild card run that they have the potential to do. So give me the Ravens to win this game. Obviously, it'll be very close, but the Baltimore Ravens, that'll be my final pick.
I'll go with the Browns, actually. Baker Mayfield, while I don't think he's going to play even half as good as he did last week, I think that 2 touchdowns might be coming, maybe 1. But, like, when you have Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt in their backfield, all they need to do is run. The Ravens' pass defense is much better than the run defense, I'm pretty sure. And Jarvis Landry, he's been really good for these past 2 games, but now I think he's going to come back down to earth, I think that the Browns' pass defense will be stopped pretty well, but I think that their run defense, they've probably got the best run offense in the NFL. Their defense isn't too good, but Myles Garrett probably will get a sack or 2, even though Lamar Jackson, he can get out of the pocket like a magician. He had a great game last week, actually, but I don't think that he'll play that good. But that'll wrap up this video, so yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
Thanks. Bye, guys. Subscribe to Ativ.
Subscribe to UEP, link in the description.